Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to Diary of the Star. We have a Wimpy Kid series part 2. If you don't exactly know what I'm doing, then go watch the intro of part 1. Part 1. Anyhow, I won't make as longer as an intro because you can just watch part 1 if you don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so let's just get on where we left off in my story. Well, today's the first day of school, right? And right now we're just waiting for the teacher to hurry up and finish the seating chart. So I figured I might as well write in this book to pass the time. Now let me just say this. Let me give you some really good advice. The first day of school, always, you gotta be real careful to where you sit. You just walk into the classroom, plop your stuff down on any old desk, and the next thing you know, the teacher is saying,
"Okay, class, I hope you enjoy where you're sitting because these are your permanent seats for the year."
You're telling me that these are my permanent seats? I will not accept this. I'm sitting next to moron number 1 and moron number 2. You can send me to the principal's office because I'd rather sit there next to a bunch of maroons.
Great. You are sitting where you are seated. Now, good day!
SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants. But you want to know something? I don't know what is up with the girls these days. It was a whole lot simpler. It was a lot simpler back in elementary school. If you're the fastest runner, you get all the girls. But nowadays, it's a whole lot more complicated. Now it's about like the kind of clothes you wear, if you're rich, or if you have a cute butt. I'm out. But the most popular boy in my grade is probably Bryce Anderson. And I always remember how Bryce used to act in elementary school.
Laddie.
Girls are stinky poos. Oh. I don't think girls are stinky poos.
Thank you, Greg. At least somebody here appreciates them. And you!
Get away from me! I sort of wish the girls would say that, but that's just my diary imagination. Oh. Speaking of popularity, I've come up with this thing like a popularity board thing. And I'm going to figure that I'm about the 52nd or 53rd most popular this year. But the good news is I'm about to move up one spot because Charlie Davies is right above me. But he's getting braces next week, so that'll decrease his spot or two. I tried to explain all this popularity stuff to my friend Warali, who's probably hovering around the 150 mark, by the way. But I think with him it just goes in one ear and out the other. But Bryce Anderson is probably most popular this year. Ow, my head. I'm probably 52nd or 53rd most popular this year. But I'm moving up a spot next week.
Hey, Oscar, want to play some chopsticks?
Sure, man.
Wednesday!
Today we had gym class and the first
Peekaboo!
I did when I got outside was to sneak off to the basketball course and to see if the cheese was still there. And sure enough, it was. That piece of cheese has been sitting on the blacktop since last spring. I guess it must have dropped out of someone's sandwich or something. After a couple of days, the cheese started getting all moldy and nasty. Nobody would play on the court where the cheese was, even though there was only one court with a hoop with a net. Then one day, this kid named Borfy Biff touched the cheese with his finger, and that's what started this thing called the cheese touch. It's basically like the cooties. If you get the cheese touch, you're stuck with it until you pass it on to someone else. And the only way to protect yourself from getting the cheese touch is to cross your fingers. But I mean, it's not that easy remembering to keep your fingers crossed every moment of the day. I ended up taping mine together so they'd stay crossed all the time. I ended up getting a D in handwriting, but it was completely worth it. This one kid named Abe Hall got the cheese touch, and nobody would come near him for the rest of the year. This summer, Abe moved away to California and took the cheese touch with him. But I just hope that somebody doesn't start the stupid cheese touch again, because I don't need that kind of stress in my life anymore, okay?
That's funny!
And that does it for part 2. I hope you enjoyed, had lots of laughs, and enjoyed my story. If you even want part 3 of my story, just let me know in the comments, and I think I'll start saying if you want part 4, 5, 6. Just let me know in the comments, or I'll probably just make them anyway, because they're really fun to make and enjoyable. So yeah, that's it. So I'll do the same outro as last episode. Wee!